friend, welcome to Spellbound Homestead. Today I'm going to be talking about some spring movies. Spring is one of those times where I don't have a lot of time to watch movies, but whenever I do, I want a very specific feeling or vibe that I get from it. And you know, right now it's still cold a little bit and there's rainy days in the spring, so these movies are perfect to cozy up with, that give us the spring and cottagecore vibes on those special days when we feel like sitting back, relaxing, and watching a show. So here are 10 recommendations that I have for spring cottagecore movies. First one is Tuck Everlasting. This is about Winifred Foster as she gets to know the Tuck family, who has a secret that she slowly learns and unravels, and the fallback that comes from this secret. Movie that I remember watching specifically when I was probably about 10 years old, and I absolutely loved it. My daughters are a fan of this movie as well as the book. It is a book by Natalie Babbitt, and it has all the quintessential cottagecore vibes, beautiful flowy dresses, scenes in the meadows, and family, and so I highly recommend this one. One we recently rewatched is Miss Potter. This movie stars Renee Zellweger, and it is about Beatrix Potter's life. It's semi-biographical, meaning that it is inspired by her life, and there are things in there that are true to her and her story. And it's just a wonderful, whimsical tale about Beatrix Potter and how she became an author and an illustrator to her timeless works such as Peter Rabbit, Jemima Puddle Duck, Tiggy Winkle, and so many more of her favorite characters. And there is little bits of magic inside of the movie itself, and it's so sweet and perfect for spring. The next one is Practical Magic. I know a lot of people enjoy watching this movie in the fall and Halloween time, but there are elements of it that I enjoy in the springtime, particularly the soundtrack. The music is wonderful. I play it all the time. Me and my children love the music of it. And also we get lots of outdoor scenes, and we have scenes inside of their greenhouse, and we have scenes inside of their home, and it's just so magical and whimsical. And I absolutely love the 90s wardrobe in this movie, and it's just so nostalgic and a great movie for springtime. And it's very fun and inspiring, and every time I watch it, it makes me a little more excited that day, because it's just one of those movies that whenever you watch it, you can't help but feel good afterwards. The next two are some of my children's favorites. They are Peter Rabbit 1 and 2. They enjoy these movies as we follow the character Peter Rabbit and his friends on their adventures in both the first one and the second one. These movies are fun, but they are not biographical according to Beatrix Potter. They're just a fun retelling and remake of the story of Peter Rabbit and his friends, and it's perfect for Easter time. Next one I haven't watched personally, but we have plans to watch it after we read the book. This is a show called Anne with an E. We have not watched it, but we are very much looking forward to it as a way to celebrate finishing Anne of Green Gables, which we are very much enjoying this spring season. So if you've watched this show, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. The next movie I watched for the first time a few weeks ago, this is Emma. I was actually very surprised by how much I liked it, particularly with the wardrobe and the props and the sets and the setting within the movie. They were so beautiful, perfect for spring. It does follow us along all 4 seasons, but it's just so quintessential spring. The colors, the palettes that they use, and it's a very cute romantic story, and it's a Jane Austen favorite to a lot. And as someone who's never read the book, I was very intrigued by what this story was going to be about, knowing absolutely nothing about it when I went into it, but it was so enjoyable, and I plan on watching it again soon. The movie that I'm going to share is a 2020 version of The Secret Garden. Again, I have not personally watched this, but we have plans to watch it after we read The Secret Garden this spring, and I'm hoping that it is true to the book. I have not finished the book nor the movie, but I do have this on my to-be watch list for the springtime, and it's a garden. So I'm imagining that it will have lots of scenes of landscapes and gardens, and so I'm very excited to try this movie out. The last 2 movies that I will be sharing are personal favorites of mine. The first one being Still Magnolias. This is one of those movies that I can watch over and over and never get tired of it. We have an all-star cast starring Julia Roberts, Sally Field, Dolly Parton, and many more. And this just is a wonderful story about friendship and a community of women and what it means to be friends with women. We are following many characters in different storylines, one of them being at the beginning of the movie. Shelby is getting married. We also are following other characters and their storylines, and this is just such a classic female friendship movie that I highly recommend. And it's also hilarious. Some of the lines on there, they're very quick and witty remarks and very funny. This movie is one of my personal favorites and my favorite one on this list, and that would be Fried Green Tomatoes. Again, this is one of those movies I can watch over and over and I'm never tired of it. It is adapted from the book. I have read the book before, but this is one of those rare instances where I do like the movie more than the book itself. The movie follows two different storylines. We have Ruth and Iggy's storyline, and then we have Evelyn Couch's storyline, which is in present day setting at the time of the movie. So we are following Evelyn as she is hearing the story of Iggy and Ruth as someone is telling this story to her at a nursing home that she is visiting. And she continues to go back to this nursing home and hear the story of Ruth and Iggy and their timeless friendship and the relationship that they have and the special bond that they share. This is one of those movies that is so magical because it follows so many different storylines. We are walking through grief, we're walking through friendships, hardships, and what it means to be a true friend. Those perfect spring movies that I enjoy watching every year about this time of the year. That is all the movies and shows I will be sharing in this video. If you have any recommendations for some of your favorites, please feel free to leave those in the comments below so that we can check them out and we can share responses and get to watch some good shows and movies. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you have an absolutely magical day.